All we know for sure is that David played a chord that pleased the Lord, and everything else was, well, hallelujah. But where did music originate from? Was it something that had existed for a lot longer than we can tell, and why was it invented in the first place? All that and more on this episode of Shower Thoughts, your source for all the what the fruit facts and all the epiphanies we have during the day. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you are always up to date. Now, let's get back to where we were. To answer the first bit of the complex question at hand, how old is music? While we consider musical instruments to be the gift of recent innovation, music itself is certainly older than that. The oldest musical instrument found is the flute that was made around 40,000 BC, made from bird bone and mammoth ivory. The oldest flute in the world was found in a cave in southern Germany, which contains early evidence that humans did in fact enjoy getting their groove on, even inside the caves. Similarly, there's a lot of historical evidence of musical instruments made out of cave bear femur and other bones with lateral holes throughout Indus Valley, Egypt, India, among other places in Europe. And not to forget, human voice counts just as much as any of those instruments. Humans would mimic a diverse range of sounds, such as humming, whistling, and singing from their surroundings. Not to forget clapping too. Another form of vocal communication could have been between mothers and their infants. This particular form of communication involves melodic, rhythmic movements and patterns that are quite similar to music. But why would humans invent music? Charles Darwin, in his publication The Descent of Man in 1871, explains the idea that man probably first used his voice in producing true musical cadences, as do some of the gibbon apes at the present day. And we may conclude that this power would have been especially exerted during the courtship of the sexes, which, in simple terms, means to get the girl. Others also believe that music could have been created to identify your tribe. Just the way cheerleaders cheer their team on during a match or how national anthems are played before the Super Bowl. Music is tied very closely with our culture and identity as well. Old Norse war songs from Vikings to Samoan haka or war chants, music has helped us identify ourselves, acknowledge our achievements, celebrate accomplishments, our darkest days among other things. Food for the soul. An interesting study on the happiness hormone or dopamine suggests that upon a rewarding incident such as listening to music, the human brain improves your mood and reduces your anxiety. And it can also help in the production of the stress-reducing hormone cortisol, so it induces pleasure, joy, and motivation. Other studies show that music activates certain regions in your brain and improves circulation for pathways that are involved in movement, planning, attention, and memory. Listening to music during a math test can even improve performance by 40%. Wow, if only I'd known that in school. There's enough evidence that suggests that humans rely on music as a core experience. Babies as young as 5 months old react to happy songs, while by 9 months they can recognize and are affected by sad songs. We all have been bummed out by a sad song at least once in our lives. So there you have it. The evolutionary need to create a means of communication that started out as mimicry, to orchestrating a band of a dozen musicians to craft a musical masterpiece. We know we can't get enough of music. It is a great mood enhancer and a great way to regulate our social instincts. That would be all for today. Thanks for sticking by as we dissect more shower thoughts each week, and share and subscribe.